Hey, what's up, guys? This is Adam from Rescue Michigan. And I got some bad news. We have 7 election integrity bills in the state house. They've been referred to the Elections and Ethics Committee. And we have heard that the chair is not too keen on having hearings on these. She says there are other more important bills that need to be taken up by the committee before the summer break, which happens in about 2 weeks. And then after that, they are out of session for 2 full months, and there will be no opportunity for them to get hearings. So we thought, we should maybe go through the bills in the committee, because it did seem kind of weird when she said that she's got other bills that need the committee's consideration when they spent the past 3 weeks taking up 4 bills that did basically nothing on election integrity. But that's what they got going. So let's just get right into it. This will be a good opportunity to take a look at legislation and see how you can perform a quick legislative analysis. I've done many of those working in the legislature, so we are going to get right to it. I've made this spreadsheet here, and this is all of the 90 bills before the Elections and Ethics Committee, and boy, that does seem like a lot of legislation. Where do we even start? Well, let's see. First off, at the bottom here, 7 of those bills are ours, so those don't really count towards the 90, so we can kind of we don't really remove them. These are the ones that we want to have a hearing. But then up at the, hey, dogs, shush. Then we've got also these bills that have already had hearings, and they've already been reported out of the committee where it says reported with recommendation. These bills, they've already had their hearings. They've already been voted on. They are no longer before the committee. So let's make a column. Does this need a hearing? And right from the get-go, we can say no, already had hearing. They're done with them. And that goes for this one, this one, this one. And we could look at each of these bills, but that would just make the video that much longer. So we're just going to go right through it. Look at all these bills they have already reported out. So here we go. Let's see here. Referred, substitute. This one's got 2 referred in it, so I wonder what that means. Let's see. This is 4528. And reported in the House. That means it passed the committee. So that bill is done. So we can take that one right out. Same here and here. And here and here, and let's just go down through these. What's this? Recommendation without amendment. 4681. Let's take a look at that one. Excuse me. Expand state ethics boards. Yeah, passed the House. Okay, so that one's done. Done. Boy, they really did get some of these things done. It says the same thing, referred. 4687. Larry Pahutsky, what are they passing here? Limit lobbying by former legislators. Interesting. All right, what is that number again? 4687 and 88 and 80. What's this? 89. All right, let's take a look at these. Yeah, passed the House. 4689. All these limiting lobbyings. Add lobbying restrictions for lawmakers. All right, those already had their hearings. Looks like this one probably did too. Let's double check. 4692. Yep, passed the House. Increased penalty for impermissible gift to public official, but we know they just lie about it after the fact, right, Gretchen Whitmer? If you guys didn't catch the reference there, you'll recall Gretchen Whitmer took a flight in a billionaire's plane down to visit her father, and then after got caught doing it, claimed, "Oh, my campaign will pay for that. I didn't just take a gift from a lobbyist." And let's look at these 2. Dogs, stop. Go away. Hey, go on. What do we have here? Recommendation without amendment. House Concurrent Resolution 5. Let's see what that does. Passed by voice vote in the House. Okay, so it's out of the House. To reaffirm states' rights under the United States Constitution to establish election laws. Yeah, that sounds like it's got some teeth. Not. And we have HJRA. Require 2/3 of vote on lame duck session bills. That would be a constitutional amendment passed in the House. Okay. All right. So right from the get-go, we've knocked out a whole lot of these bills. In fact, let's just start deleting these rows just because they're going to just take up space. And let's see how, whoops, I changed the zoom. There we go. We'll just delete all these from our list here because these bills are gone. They're out of the committee. Delete. I like deleting things. Now those 90 bills are down to 53 minus our 7, less than 50. All right, let's see what else we got here. Shh. Oh, yeah, then we have left-wing Democrat bills. These bills don't need hearings. By the way, if you guys aren't familiar with the committee process, committee chairs can choose to bring up any bill they want at any time. They can choose to never bring up a bill. And that's probably the appropriate course of action for any bill introduced by a Democrat before the Elections and Ethics Committee, because they are not exactly experts on either of those, at least not in administering ethical, fair elections. Let's see what we got here. So we got these 2 bills by Democrats requiring state candidate personal finance disclosures. So if you run for office, you have to tell the people of Michigan where all your money comes from. Democrat bills have been pushing these for years. Nobody outside of Lansing cares about them. So we can get rid of these. What other left-wing bills we got? David LeGrand. Let's see. Prohibit from engaging in lobbying activities. We saw some of these bills that we just deleted. There's all these bills about the rights of former lawmakers and government officials to become lobbyists, which I don't know that I support. I think people have a right to express their political views, and sometimes expression involves spending money. And when it's corporate interest, you might think, oh, that sounds like a bad thing, but it's also, groups like us. Now, we are not going to be spending anyone's money schmoozing politicians, but if that's what people do, I kind of think the First Amendment protects that. But anyway, let's get rid of some of these left-wing bills, because why should any of these Democrat bills require financial disclosure reports for state representatives to file? Tell me why that should come before election integrity. No thanks. And we got another one right here. Financial disclosure requirements. Padma Kupa, left-winger, fining ballot access petitioners who lie. Well, this is Kara Hope, not Padma Kupa. Kupa's down here. So I guess this was a careless attempt to draw attention to the fake operation against Unlock Michigan, where Democrat operative was lying to circulators, something like that. Not the most important thing facing Michigan today. Authorize counting ballots that arrive after Election Day. No, thank you. Let's see here. What else do we have? Any more Democrat bills in the mix? Rachel Hood, what's she up to? Extending candidate nominating petition deadlines in an epidemic. We had a congressional race last year where one of the candidates actually got his signatures in on time. The others didn't. And they claimed, oh, COVID, I couldn't get my signatures. Well, what about the poor guy, Alan Hoover is his name, who actually did the work and got the signatures? How is that fair? Tell me. Anyway, what else do we have here? Matt Kolazar. What's this? I just wrote trash for the description of the bill. Oh, a resolution to affirm the support for ballot proposal 3 of 2018 that enhanced voting rights. That was the bill that destroyed voting rights. That's the bill that created no reason absentee voting. It created ballot fraud. Matt Hall. Oh yeah, the Article 5 Constitutional Convention. Yeah. Knowing what you know about the media, knowing what you know about the judiciary, knowing what you know about the political class, how do you think a constitutional convention will go? I'm sure it couldn't possibly go wrong. No, thank you. Joseph Tate urging United States Congress and President to pass H.R. 1 to gut Michigan's election law. Hideous. Get rid of that. And now this list has gotten smaller still. Now we got 42 bills minus our 7. So now we are down to 35. So let's see what else we have here. We got another Democrat bill here. Lobbyists, revised lobbyist report due dates. This one was reported. Never mind. So let's delete that one. It's not bad anyway. These look like they were reported also. Let's see here. What do we have here? 49, 32, and 33. Or no, 41, 32, and 33. Yep. Yeah, these both passed the House. Okay, so they're out. They are on their way. What else we got here? Revised campaign finance rule detail. Well, that sounds pretty important. Let's see what that says. Repeal a campaign finance law requirement that a billboard, placard, poster, pamphlet, or other printed matter having reference to an election must include the address of the person paying for the material. So paid for by John Q. Candidate, 123 Main Street. You don't have to put the address on there. Why? I don't know. I guess. Congressional campaigns don't have to put the address of the campaign on. They should put the address on the campaign, in my humble opinion, but let's just write no. Not important. This is not exactly, don't get me wrong. Maybe there's a good policy behind here, but, our state's on fire. Our elections are a total mess. Maybe that's what the Elections and Ethics Committee should be concerned about, in my humble opinion. But you be the judge. What have we here? Appointment of individuals a candidate to fill a vacant. Prohibit if the candidate is the individual is a candidate for any other office on the same ballot. So, okay, again, is this supposed to be a big deal? Prohibit appointing individuals a candidate for an office to fill a vacancy created by the death of the incumbent who is also a candidate in the same election. So if you run for office for a seat and then the seat is opened up when the candidate dies, you can't be appointed to it for a city or village office. No, that's not important. I'm sure in someone's world it might be, but we're talking local elections where the incumbent dies and they appoint a replacement. Let's see. What else we got here? Robocalls. Required to identify who paid for the robocall. Whatever. I guess I'll leave this one alone for now. But gosh, what do you think is more important? Protecting the rights of poll challengers? Ensuring we actually have Republicans working as poll workers where they're supposed to have 50-50? Making sure the ballots are secure? Or requiring that robocalls say who paid for them? I don't know. Oh, we got a Democrat bill here. Reporting of pre-incarceration address of incarcerated individuals by the Department of Corrections for voting district population counts require. So for the purpose of the census, inmates are counted for where they are from, not where they are being held. Democrat bill. Let's see. Repeal mandate on campaigns to report fundraiser turnout. So when campaigns have fundraising events and people show up, they have to disclose how many people came. Does anybody outside of Lansing care? Did anybody even know this was a requirement? Do you care? Copy, paste. These two bills look like they're the same. They're changing the presidential election from winner take all to winner take all by district. So if Joe Biden and Donald Trump win each 7 congressional districts, they'd each get half of the electoral votes. Whether that's going to be good or bad depends on who wins, I guess. But more importantly, there won't be a presidential election for another 3 years. So this doesn't have to get done before the summer. Let's see what else we got here. Require local clerks maintain a permanent absent voter list. Oh, this is a Democrat bill. No, we shouldn't have permanent absent voter lists anyway. Make them apply every time. Voting absentee is supposed to be only for unusual circumstances when you can't get to the polls for some reason. Oh, this is a Democrat bill. What are we doing here? Definitions of committee and information required. This sounds boring. Let's take a look at what this says. What are we doing here? Committee includes a political 527 USC. That is those are PACs. They're called 527 organizations. So adding that a PAC is a committee, and requiring all donors be disclosed. I don't know if this does much of anything because PACs already have to disclose who their donors are. I think, don't they? Maybe only expenditures. Well, if they have to disclose donors, it's a violation of donor privacy, in my humble opinion. So, Democrat bill, goodbye. Let's see. Phil Green, what is he up to? Revised ballot access law to accommodate party name change? What? Let's see here. Allow a state political party to change its names. So, okay, so certain political parties have had their names changed a little bit over the last year. I think the Constitution Party and the U.S. Taxpayers Party are kind of the same. Maybe one of them was called the Natural Law Party or something once. I'm going to tag that with not important. Let's see. Elect State Board of Education by district. Right now it's a statewide race, so it's a statewide race. So this would make it done by, I guess, congressional district or something. Maybe interesting enough. I'll leave that one alone for now. Ban former lobbyists and politicians on the state ethics board. Because being a politician automatically makes you a criminal, I guess. Is that what they're saying? No, let's see what we're doing here. 4464. Prohibit former lobbyists, legislators, or other appointed or elected state officials from being on a state board of ethics. I'm going to go ahead and mark that in bad policy. Just because you're a lawmaker or a lobbyist doesn't automatically make you an evil person. Right? Isn't that what the assumption is? What have we here? Expand definition of officials, conflict of interest. Let's see. What was that number again? 4503. Prohibit a public... wait, is that the same one? 4503, did I mistype it? Oh, that's this one down here. Prevent an individual from holding multiple offices. I guess. It's certainly not time sensitive because we're not going to have many local or multiple... I mean, how many offices do people hold? Excuse me. Well, let's see here. Oh, where are we? Oh, yeah, conflict of interest. Let's see what this one does. Expand a law that defines and prohibits public officials from acting so that the definition also applies to an official's immediate family member connections. Okay, I guess I'll leave that one there. That was probably not too bad. Permit voting booth selfies. I mean, shouldn't some of these lawmakers be embarrassed that this is what they're doing with their limited time in Lansing? I mean, is this the thing that they were when they retire? They think, "Gosh, Whitmer vetoed all my important bills, but I got through my bill to ban people from holding more than one office." Anyway, expand ban on government officials' name on ballot-related material. Let's see what this one does. Including absentee ballot application and envelopes. Also prohibiting them from including any part of the elected or appointed official's name in an email address. Okay. I guess I'll leave this one alone for now, although it doesn't sound very important to me or time sensitive. What have we here? Impose a financial disclosure mandate on state senators and state representatives and university board members. It sounds like the Democrat bills. They can voluntarily disclose, and voters can decide for themselves whether or not they care. Extend candidate nominating petition deadlines and epidemic. I thought we looked at this already. No. Authorize village term limits. Okay. Not important. What else do we have here? About how many do we have left? Oh, we're getting there. We're almost done already, folks. Revised precinct delegate candidate filing deadline. What was wrong with April? 4826. Oh, is this the one? Oh, this is the one, I think, to make it so they can't run as a write-in on the day of. Let's see here. Yeah, so it's not allowing candidates for precinct delegate to file as a write-in at the polls on election day. Sarah Leitner, this is the bill that doesn't do anything and this bill already had 3 hearings, so I'll delete it on the grounds that it's already had hearings, even though it didn't get referred, it didn't get adopted. Let's see here. We have record retention for ballots. This bill, ours has this too. So does it do anything more than what our bill does? No, it does less than what our bill does. Okay. 22 months is the federal standard. So this already applies to all elections that aren't local or special elections. Our bill, I think we put that in to a bill that also had provisions on canvassing rights. So our bill did more. I'll just put no already an element in one of our bills. Cool. Require election inspectors to disclose party. I recall being required to disclose party when I applied to be an election inspector, so this requires they also fill out an affidavit, it looks like. I mean, I guess not bad, but the party affiliation of election inspectors should already be public records. You should be able to FOIA them. So we'll leave it up. Not necessarily a bad thing, but not huge. Steve Johnson has a bill to ban political. Really? Steve Johnson? No kidding. I'll tell you why I say that in a moment here. What does it do? Makes it unlawful for a party to require membership dues payments from an individual elected as a precinct delegate or state or national delegate in order to participate in their conventions. Now, I say interesting that Steve Johnson would put this bill in because this is a guy who passionately believes in the free market, so much so that he opposes prohibiting Facebook and other social media giants from holding themselves out as neutral platforms when in fact they editorialize and ban people for political reasons all the time. The champion of the free market, Steve Johnson, prohibits these private political organizations from requiring member dues. Interesting. Is it time sensitive? I'm going to just tag this not important. I don't know how many counties actually require this. My county party does not. I think some do, and it's like $60 or something like that. Yeah. All right, what else we got here? Revise governor removal of a school board member. The governor can remove school board members? To prescribe a process to be used by a governor exercising existing authority to remove a local school board. What's the process? This is already on my not important list, but let's just see what this does. Within 10 days after receiving charges under the subdivision, the governor shall cause notice to be served. Minimum of 10 days is made. Has to review the evidence. Not important. And this looks like the same thing for corrupt local officials. Well, let's not assume. Let's look. Maybe this is different. Maybe this one. This one sounds like this was a process that did not exist, so this one might be a good bit different. requesting the governor remove local officials for gross neglect of duty or corrupt conduct in office. Let's see. It creates a it looks like it's removed because all this that's crossed off here. Governor may remove any and all county officers named in section 200 when satisfied of insufficient evidence. Yeah, this is a power the governor shouldn't so easily have. So it's a good bill. How important is it? I guess important enough I won't put not important in the column. Julie Callie, revised party election challenger rules, 4897. Let's see what this one does. Authorized election challenge to be present at a city or township clerk's office on election day. So as opposed to the polling place or the absentee voter counting boards, also at the clerk's office. To do what exactly? I'm not sure. Well, okay. This looks like it's not a bad bill. We'll leave that one up on the board. Steve Johnson again. What has he got this time? Make concealed pistol license valid ID for voting. Cheeky. Not important. And then we have our bills. And then there's a bill from the Senate. Revised candidate filing detail that was received in the House. So it passed the Senate, came to the House. Let's see what this bill does. 212. Revise and add more detail to the affidavit of identity that candidates for office must file. What does it do? Adds they put their jurisdiction, their party, the date of the election. All right, folks. Well, we've come to the end of our list here. We've gone through each of these bills. So let me ask you, what do you think is more important than allowing that there be poll challengers where they are verifying the signatures on absentee ballots, which is the most sensitive part of the absentee ballot process and one of the biggest areas where vote fraud can occur? What do you think is more important than making sure we have bipartisan representation in poll workers? What do you think is more important than enshrining the rights of poll challengers and giving them a legal remedy? What do you think is more important than prohibiting voting machines from being connected to the internet? What do you think is more important than allowing for the facts to be determined when a precinct is quote unquote unrecountable, as was the case in most of Detroit? What do you think is more important than making sure that canvassers can rescind certification if made under duress, as it was in Wayne County in the last election? What do you think is more important than making sure that ballots have security features? Is it having a disclaimer on your robocalls? Is it allowing the State Board of Education to be elected by district? Is it expanding the definition of officials' conflict of interest? Is it ballot selfies? Is it expanding a ban on the government official's name on ballot-related material? Is it requiring election inspectors to disclose party, which they already disclose on their applications? Is it authorizing the removal by the governor of corrupt local officials, creating a process for that? Is it revising party election challenger rules? I humbly submit to you that these bills are a little more important. So, I understand all representatives have concerns and they all want their bills to pass, and they're all asking for the bills to get hearings. But Chairman Ann Bollin, she gets to choose what bills come up before the hearing, and she apparently thinks that these bills are more important than these bills. What do you think? I would let Chairman Bollin's office know, because sometimes that actually impacts their decisions when they realize that constituents really do want to see certain things happen. And I think there's a little bit of interest out there in election integrity. She just had 3 hearings on some of the bills that we eliminated that did very little. I testified in one of them. They had one bill to make it so that you could apply on one application to get your absentee ballot mailed to you all year. I think that's a bad policy. I think they should have to ask for a ballot every single time, personally. They also had that bill by Sarah Leitner to stop the rock the vote from being able to access the voter file, except it was written so that it wouldn't stop them from doing it. And then in committee, she testified, it's just a clarification. We're not really changing anything. That bill got 2 hearings, maybe even 3. So I don't quite buy the argument that we don't have time to take up our bills before the summer. And yeah, I think we need to be letting her office know that. So that's all we have for today, folks. We just chewed through 90 bills before the House Ethics Committee, or that were before the House Ethics Committee, because that's what we were told is the reason why we shouldn't be getting a hearing on our bills. We've got 90 bills in front of us. Well, you didn't have 90 bills in front of you. And once you got rid of the stuff that's already passed and the stuff that was absolute garbage, you're down to only 30, 7 of which are ours. So stay tuned at rescuemichigan.com, folks. We're going to keep you posted. We're going to see if we can get these bills a hearing before the summer. Let's hope we do, because if not, then, well, that's not going to stop us from having a citizen-initiated law. But having a hearing is an important thing. These are bills that put the other side on the defense, that expose what went wrong in the election. These are bills that need to have a hearing, they need to have a discussion, and they need to have one before they adjourn for the summer. Give us a hearing, Ann Bollin, please. Please, we're asking nicely. We asked nicelier in our last email, where we encouraged our members not to contact you because we thought you would give us a hearing out of courtesy. But now it sounds like you're not going to do that, so that's why we have to ask our members now to contact your office directly. So please give us a hearing. Let us make you the hero on election integrity by bringing these bills forward and having a hearing and showing how much support out there is for election integrity in Michigan. Thanks, Ann. And thanks everybody for watching, and thanks for all that you do for liberty. Have a great day.